Well, good morning, and we're out for another day of adventure and photography. And the question is, where am I? Well, if I turn round it might get a bit bright, but that is Ullswater, and behind me there is the Duke of Portland boathouse. So we're literally, because if I spin round again, we're literally just off the road there. The idea was to get here for sunrise, which I just about did, but unfortunately there wasn't anything in the sky. The few clouds that there were in the wrong place. So yeah, so the idea today is we started off here. We're going to drive down round to Glenridding sort of area, and then we're going to walk round the edge of Ullswater to see what we can find. It's an area I'm not particularly familiar with, so yeah, it should be interesting. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a good day. Unfortunately, fortunately, it's going to be clear sky, so it should get a bit warmer. It's a bit chilly at the moment, but yeah. Right, seeing as we're here, we'll get to now to look at the first composition. Right. We have the camera there, and there you can see the boathouse, and we've got a fairly wide composition, not dissimilar to what you can see on the video at the moment. Just trying to get in the full vista of the mountains behind and the boathouse there, and we have got some of the reeds in as well as a slight foreground interest. And you can see, if we look at the clouds over there, yeah, I don't know whether you can see the clouds across there. There's a little bit of colour, but the problem is it's in the wrong place. So yeah, we've already taken a couple of shots. Might hang around a bit, see if there's any changes in the light. So but if we look at the back of the camera there, if I just remind myself of the shot we took, f11, we've got 800 ISO and a sixth of a second. I need to learn when I've done things, I've altered the settings from the normal to reset them straight afterwards rather than relying on remembering, because really it should have been 100 ISO. It's obviously the last photo image I captured required up in the ISO to get a suitable shutter speed, etc. So anyway, we'll hang around, maybe take a couple more shots. We'll put up the best image after the video on here, and then we're going to head down the lake. So we'll see you a little bit later. Right, well, we're now further south down the lake. If you look at the direction I'm showing you, that's the boathouse, Duke of Portland boathouse is right at the opposite end. We've come down to the south. We're just the northern bit of this is Mosdale or Mosdale Bay, and then that's down to the end of the lake where we're going to go walking. We've parked slightly up that way and then walked back to here, and the idea, although I have taken a couple of shots with the light on the mountains over there, well, the main reason for coming down here was to shoot this island, which is Norfolk Island or something. something like that. Whether I've got the pronunciation quite right, I'm not quite sure. You can see it looks quite small in the view there. The reason I've come to this point, I wanted it to be separated, to get the separation. So what we're going to do, we'll put the video on the stills camera. So yeah, that's now videoing, and we'll just flip this round. Right, so yeah, we're a little bit dark, but never mind. Let me just move so I can see. Yeah, so you can see the island there, and we can see that there is lake all the way around it. The other thing I've done is I've put the f-stop as low as possible, onto f4 or as wide open as possible, because I want the island to be in focus and other things maybe to be slightly out of focus. I have taken a couple of shots. I have got a polarizer on, but I've taken one shot without an ND filter. I put an ND filter just to try and smooth the water out a bit. So yeah, we'll see how that comes out. It's quite a nice. Unfortunately, the light's not brilliant for this. I think in the right circumstances, that would make a brilliant shot if the light was shining on the island. It's I might hang around a bit, see if the light changes. I have a feeling it's not going to. So yeah, I mean that's the image. The best one I'll put up on the video, and if the one of the mountains over there is any good, I'll put that one up as well. So yeah, right, we'll get on and we'll see you a bit later. Right, we've just stopped for a little breather. Yeah, we've walked along, well, the side of the lake. I don't think this was the best of plans. Most of the way was by road, through Glenridding, as you'll have seen through some of the B-roll. We've come to Patterdale, and we've come here to Side Farm. And now from here, we're going to start going round the other side of the lake on a bridleway. So we'll see how we get on. And you can see over there, there's some magnificent fells, and there's some right over there as well, which is the opposite side of the lake, obviously, which all I've done, having done all the Wainwrights. So yeah, we'll just have a breather, have a little bit of a drink, and then we'll carry on, and we'll see you a bit later. Right, we've come a bit further along on the eastern side, working up. Not going to go much further, but another composition of Norfolk Island, the island that we tried capturing its image earlier on. It's not as good a composition, but we've got the advantage now that it keeps getting the light on it, which is quite good. So we're just going to hang about till we get a nice beam of light on it, lighten it up, and we'll capture the image. As I say, I think in hindsight, where I was before, which you can see over there, was the right place but the wrong time. At that time in the morning, there was no way the light was ever going to be on the island. So it'd be interesting to compare, maybe put the earlier image up and compare it with this new one. As you can see, there's a bit of light going on now, so we'll capture the image. So anyway, if it's any good, we'll put it up and we'll see you a bit later. Right, well, we've come to the furthest point we're going to go to. We can see down the lake there to in the direction of Pooler Bridge, although with the bend it's not that stunning, and obviously if we look over there, that's where we were when I was trying to take a picture of the island there, and just a bit further along, I don't know whether you can just see, probably in the centre-ish of the picture, there's two lights, it's headlights, that's where the van's parked. So I'm going to head back round, but I think the footpath, I'm not going on the same footpath that I've come on, I'm going one, and I believe it goes up and behind this little peak here. So we're going to head there. I did take one or two handheld shots with the 70-200 while I've been here, so if they're any good, we'll put those up, and we'll see you a bit later as we head back. Right, we're on the footpath or bridleway, the slightly higher one, to get back to Patterdale, and came across this very small tarn. It's not much more than a puddle really, but I thought it made quite a reasonable composition, although I've just done it handheld, because you got the very small tarn there in the foreground, you've got the lake and the white building in the background, and a reasonable sky. So as I say, it was a handheld shot, but if it's any good, we'll put it up on the video and we'll carry on our way back to Patterdale. Right, well, we've come across this cave. I assume it's all mine workings, and I thought it might be worth capturing an image of it. So the image we've got at the moment is a vertical one looking into the cave, and if we look at the back of the camera there, we can see that it's f11, 100 ISO and 2 seconds, but that's a bracketed, and I bracketed it 5 images, 2 stops and 4 stops above and 2 stops and 4 stops below, just to try and get it to huge dynamic range. So we'll see how that comes out. I might just try coming across here, maybe getting one which isn't quite, because it's not so dark down there, one looking down there. So yeah, if they're any good, we'll put them up, and then we're heading back to Patterdale. It's quite a find this, I'm quite pleased. I mean, if we can get some nice pictures, it's not the easiest one to do, so we'll maybe come up here and see what we can get from here. Anyway, we'll see you a bit later. Right, we're on our way back to the van now. It's been a day of different parts. I've certainly learned I need to do a little bit more planning, and I planned for the Duke of Portland boathouse for sunrise, although sunrise never really happened. There was no colour or anything, although I got some pictures which you'll have seen. But the thing, when I'd driven and parked up and gone to photograph Norfolk Rock, I should have planned for that a bit better, because I think the composition was good, but the light was just bad. And part of the reason it was bad, it was the wrong time of day. Just looking at it, even if there hadn't been any cloud, the light wouldn't have been on it because of the mountains. So, because as we saw when we were around the other side of the lake, it kept getting light on, and I got some images of it. I'm not quite sure how they'll look. We'll see when we get home and process them, but obviously the light was shining on them then. So if I'd been the other side at that point, it would have been quite good. I half debated whether to go there again when I get back to the van, but I just feel that it's clouding over a lot more, and I have a feeling there's going to be very little decent light now, so I think that's a pointless task. So we'll just head back. Learn that this side, because we're back on the west side, there's not a lot. It is a bit boring, because most of the time you're walking along the road or path beside the road, so it's not. And the other side was quite interesting. Obviously I found that old mine workings, and I think there was more, if I'd got a bit more time on another day just to to go and explore around there, see if there's any images to be had. So yeah, it's been a mixture of a day, but it was good to get out. I'm not quite sure how far I've done. Probably done 6 or 7 miles, I would have thought, maybe a little bit more. I've got my GPS with me, so I will put up the route that I took just for those that are interested. So yeah, so and anybody who's actually watched to this point, thank you very much. It is much appreciated. And if you've enjoyed the video, please click the thumbs up, and if you like what I'm doing, why not subscribe? It'd be nice to grow the channel a little bit, spread the news around of what places to go in the Lake District, and other places which I occasionally visit and do on videos. So yeah, and if there's anything particularly you've liked or not liked, please comment. All comments are much appreciated, and all comments are answered. So yeah, it's good to communicate. So yeah, I think we're going to call it a day there, and we'll see you on the next video.